Hey guys, of late I've been looking for some easy to grow options in our kitchen. Options such as spices, vegetables, herbs that are very simple to grow and do not require much effort. So what we're going to do today is that I'm going to look for options in our kitchen for which you don't have to go out anywhere. These are going to be spices, they're going to be some vegetable scraps. And apart from this video, every 7 days or so, I will try and do an update on these edibles so that you can also grow them with me. The first on my list is something very hassle-free to grow, wheatgrass. What I find interesting about this plant is that it's been called a superfood because of its benefits for people with diabetes, slow metabolism, weak immunity, and generally it's shown to be very beneficial for your system. So how you can grow is that start with any kind of wheat grains of any variety. If you don't have pots, you can also use such takeaway boxes. Just make some drainage holes. Fill them with soil and add grains in any fashion. And now cover this with a centimeter of soil. I really want you guys to give it a try. So if you don't even have soil, you can use tissue paper. Make one layer as the base. Put the grains on it and cover with another layer of tissue paper. They will start sprouting within 2 to 3 days and you have to harvest them when you see the stage of jointing. Now what is jointing? It's the stage when you see two leaves. So one leaf is coming out of the second leaf. This time the sugar content in wheatgrass is the maximum. Clip a bunch of them, put it in a blender, add water, and you can drink it as a shot, a medicinal shot. I don't think it's great in taste. It's sort of weird, but just think of it as a medicine and give it a try. You can also harvest the same wheatgrass about 2 to 3 times. Beyond 3 times, the sugar content really goes down and it's very hard. So I recommend that do not use it after the 3rd time of clipping. Second edible on my list is garlic. The most important step is to choose the biggest looking cloves. Now, since we are facing a lockdown, I would suggest that do not go all in. Try this out with just 4 to 5 cloves, and if it works out within 3 to 4 months, you can give it another try. So what you have to do is put these cloves vertically in soil. This is going to be the lower part and this is going to be the upper part. So lower part is essentially this part from which the roots are going to come out, and this of a clove is going to be the upper part. Make sure that you put them in soil about 3 to 4 inches deep and place the pot in a sunny place. You can water in 2 to 3 days. Now, one important thing to note is that I stay in Maharashtra, and in Maharashtra garlic is grown both as a rabi and a kharif crop, essentially implying that I can grow it mostly around the year. If you're staying in states like Karnataka, Tamil Nadu, Kerala, Gujarat, where it doesn't get extremely hot, you can grow garlic in these months as well. But if you're staying in states such as Haryana, Punjab, Delhi, UP, any of the northern states, even in West Bengal, where it gets extremely hot in these months, I would recommend that try growing garlic only in September or October. But don't be sad, there's another plant that you can grow like garlic. The problem is right now, I do not have it ready to be sown. It's potato, aloo. As you can see, there are not any eyes growing on the potatoes. So the thing with potato is that you can grow it when you have those green sprouts coming out of the potatoes. Essentially, that's the only thing that you require to sow potatoes. So I'm going to keep a couple of them separately, which are showing the potential that they might grow an eye, the node, and then I will show you how you can go about it. The next plant on my list are carrot and radishes. Cut the radish from top, keeping 2 to 3 centimeters of it. Directly plant them in soil. It's good to keep a distance of 4 to 5 inches if you're growing multiple radishes. For carrots, you can repeat the same thing. Cut the carrot a few centimeters away from the top and directly plant them in soil. What I am doing is I'm actually growing radish and carrot together, and the reason I'm doing that is that it helps to repel soil insects. One thing I would like to clarify for growing radishes or carrots this way is that this does not mean that you can grow one radish from another radish. That's not going to happen. What we are essentially doing is that we're going to root this carrot or this radish. So this piece of carrot is going to develop roots, then this plant is going to flower or bloom and develop seeds. If it's not a hybrid, if it's a desi or a heirloom variety, only then these seeds are going to be viable and you can use these seeds to grow more radishes and carrots. Now there's a lot of YouTube content which gives an impression that you can grow a radish out of a radish. No, you cannot. This way you cannot grow radishes. Now even if you don't have the heirloom variety and you don't know what kind of carrot or radish you have and what kind of plant is going to come out of it, at least you'll have a beautiful fern kind of a plant coming out of it. Even if it doesn't bloom or develop seeds, at least you'll have a nice pretty looking plant. So you can definitely give them a try. The next two edibles on my list are coriander and fenugreek. I highly encourage you to try them out. Trust me, these are two very simple to grow edibles, and when you grow edibles, you feel that joy, right? That you grew it and then you can actually eat it. Even if you don't have big pots, you just have those disposable boxes, you can try it out with them as well. And what you need to do is, for coriander, break the outer covering of the coriander a little with some pressure. For methi, you don't have to do this step, and just spread the seeds in any kind of soil. So actually in the same pots where I've put garlic cloves, I'm going to spread the methi seeds. Now I haven't tried this before, but logically to me it does make sense that they should work out fine, because methi or fenugreek will grow within a month or so and they have very shallow roots. But garlic, which I've sown about 4 inches deep, is going to be growing very slow. They take about 5 to 6 months to grow into a complete bulb of garlic. So at least for a month I can use the same pot to grow methi or fenugreek in it. Now this is completely experimental. I've never tried it before. We will see how this turns out. But my inspiration was actually the multi-layering farming that farmers do. If you haven't looked it up, Google what is multi-layering or mixed farming. It's really interesting how they use a small patch of land to grow a lot of edibles. So that's the idea behind it. And for coriander as well, what I'm doing, I'm using the same pot where I'm growing brinjal. And we just spread the coriander seeds, cover it with an inch layer of soil. The 7th plant on my list is mint. Take a stem of mint that you got from a grocery shop. Make a cut at the node of the stem. Node is essentially that part of the stem from which multiple leaves are coming out. And now why we are making a cut only on the node is because this point, if you make a cut, will release rooting hormone that will help develop roots when you put the stem in water. Now within 4 to 5 days or so, your stem should start showing roots. Some stems might not show roots, but if you start with at least 8 to 10 stems, you will have at least 4 to 5 of them showing roots. After 7 days, when I do an update for this video, I will show you how you can plant them in soil. A lot of times it happens that with mint, they do develop roots, but when you put them in soil, they die. The reason for this is that the plant undergoes shock. It was very easily growing in water, everything was alright, but then suddenly you put it outdoors in soil, and this shock leads to the death of some stems. So once our stems have rooted, I will share with you how you can make sure that they grow well into a complete new plant. I hope you do try out these ideas. They're very easy to grow and you would find most of these things in your kitchen. Every 7 days or so, I will try to share an update on how these plants are doing and what are the difficulties that I'm facing with them, so we can exchange notes. You can comment down below. Also, if you want to share how your plants are doing, you can put out a story on Instagram. My handle is gardenup.in and I will be very happy to share your stories with our Garden Up family. Thank you so much for watching.